Alright guys, so I know it's 9 o'clock right now, but it's still pretty much early to do a part 4 series of my F125 game with the McLaren MCL 39 here in Qatar. And the reason why I'm doing it a bit early is so in that way this video will be edited and uploaded quickly right before midnight, which will actually lead to my proper sleeping routine right before midnight itself, which is, you know, the usual things I pretty much do right before, you know, I go to bed, like literally 12 a.m., 1 a.m. still editing the video, and you know, the video gets uploaded pretty much late. So I'm gonna be doing this right now before midnight, and eventually my dad will be calling soon, right after this video probably, and let's get on with it. And since because it's pretty much early, you can kind of hear the sounds of the car, because the volume of this TV is like 16%. I actually didn't even realize that the McLaren car had a Mercedes engine, because I always thought that the McLaren car had had their own engine supply, but I guess they don't. Well, I mean, they do have McLaren electronics on the inside of the car, but it's mainly Mercedes engine in there. Hold on, let me turn it up a bit so you can actually hear the car clearly. Let's put it to 20%. Alright, here we go. Oh, already been off draft. Still not very used to this one as well, since because this track is like very recent, and like I said in one of the previous videos I did, probably like in the Red Bull video, this Qatari Grand Prix was not included in the 2021 F1 game, even if the Qatari Grand Prix was like in the official calendar. But in Saudi Arabia, eventually in the 2021 game, they do have the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix there, but not the Qatari one, which is pretty much sad actually, because actually I did want to try the Qatar Grand Prix out before F1 25. But I guess they started including it since 2023. I'm pretty sure it was 23 because in 2022 they did not have the Qatar Grand Prix, mainly because of the World Cup that was coming up. And eventually that's where I started getting into European football, because the 2022 World Cup was like trending all over social media. So yeah, let's keep on driving here. Yep, still not very used to this track. So like in the past three videos I did, we're going to be doing 3 laps here in Qatar to see the improvement. Okay, there we go. We have a bit of speed here. Alright, we got a clean lap here. At least the mistake I did wasn't really a lap yet. Oh, I can't even do flat out in one of these tracks. I guess I can only very few corners of this track I actually can. So you cannot really do flat out in any of these corners except in the last few turns, I guess. I can do flat out in here. Oh, but not this one. Very difficult track. Yeah, I can actually do flat out in this area. This one I have to like step on the brake. Yep. I guess we're gonna be doing a fourth one this time, just to see another improvement. Oh, very hard to drive in here. Oh, looks like I got it correct here in this one. Yeah, this is a very difficult area to drive in here. Unlike Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, it's a bit easy. You can only do flat outs in this area here. Alright, how about a fifth one? Which is, I hope it will be the last one here that will have an actual clean lap. Because that was not good at all. Come on! There we go. I guess I actually have to turn the steering wheel all the way like this so I can get a perfect turn. There we go. Yeah, I'm not very used to this one as well, just like in Miami and Vegas, but I was actually very surprised. If you actually did see my Las Vegas video of the Red Bull RB21, it actually did pretty well, and you know, I'm actually, even if I'm like very new to that one, I was actually surprised that I did very well there. I did not get a single, you know, offside track. The track limit. There we go. There's the left the track invalid lap time bar. Alright, we're gonna end this lap now. We're gonna put this in the garage this time. That was hard. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it on my Qatari Grand Prix time trial lap time with the Mclaren MCL 39. It did pretty much awkward just like the one in Miami. Well, hopefully things will get better soon in part 5. And I don't know which car and track I'm going to be doing, so I'll see you then.